So everybody, welcome to the video. This gentleman here, Mr. Peter Baglin, missing 28th of December 2022, just after Christmas, before New Year's Eve, in Greater Manchester. He last visited this petrol station. At that time, on the poster, he bought a small bottle of whiskey. He rang his wife and said he's going to be home soon, and he wanted to clear his head and go for a walk, which according to her, Michelle Baglin, that was a very normal thing. He very often went for a walk at night on his own. It was a normal thing, so she thought nothing of it. However, he just did not return that night and has not been seen since. So this is the walk he went on. I don't have exact details of the road, but this is the main direction to the canal, as you can see on the map. And it's a shame that he doesn't have as much attention on him as Nicola Bulley. He still has loved ones, he has a family at home waiting for him, and there's been no news, no word at all. Now, police have searched the area heavily, apparently. The canal has been searched again heavily. How well we do not know. Obviously, compared to Nicola's case, we'll be judging by that. The chances are they've missed a lot, but we just don't know. So I thought I'd go and have a look around the area, familiarise myself with the area, what's there, get a feeling for the area, and show you guys the area as well. See if anybody has any ideas, see if anybody remembers the area, if anybody's local, they recognise it and they go, oh, you know what, I saw that man there that night, you know. That's the idea of the video, as per usual. Quite a long video, and it was quite cold there, it was quite a long walk. But as I say, nobody seems to be doing anything about this man who's vanished. And yeah, he may have just gone off on one, he may have just vanished for whatever reason, but he has apparently no reason to. He has a happy family at home, wife, kids. Why would you just leave and not come back? Now, his keys, wallet and phone were found at an embankment near the canal. Now, we don't know which embankment at the moment, but there's a few places it could be. You'll see soon. Either way, it's very strange. If he has just vanished and left his stuff there to make it out like he's drowned or gone in the canal, it's a bit strange. You know, like, you wouldn't need to go to that length. You just vanished. Surely it would hurt your partner less if you vanished than if you thought they were dead. Just my opinion. So it seems to me that maybe there was a third party involved and they've placed the items there, like with Nicola, as a decoy to make people think that he's drowned himself or he's in the water. And we all know that water searches take a long time, and we all know very well from the Nicola case that things can be missed in water, or they don't go in water in the first place, which I think in this case is the case. Does anybody have any opinion so far? There's a lot of water here, to be fair, but it's a canal, it's not flowing, it's still water. I personally don't think he's in the water, or if he is, he's not in the canal, he's somewhere locally with the water. There's a lot of little channels coming off this river. Canal, sorry. He may well be there. Personally, I think somebody's taken him or done something, and possibly he could be somewhere else. I'm not for a second saying that I think he's dead, but if we were to look at that option, which it is an option, I don't think he's in the water. He may well have just vanished, as I say, but based on the wife's words, he has no reason to, you know, and it's a shame that this family has not had any answers yet. And I'm hoping this video will start off some, like, viralism on his case as well, and maybe we can get more people looking, more people walking around with t-shirts like with Nicola, and just to try and get his case heard more, to try and get him home to his family. All right, so this area is quite a strange area. It's Greater Manchester, but it didn't feel very nice, I'll be honest. I didn't feel very safe there at all. Compared to where Nicola went missing, it's a lot different. A lot different. It almost felt quite rough here. It doesn't look rough, but it just felt rough. It definitely felt like the kind of area that I wouldn't want to be walking there at night like he was on my own, for sure. So yeah, quite an isolated area once you get down sort of this end of the canal as well. So I'll let you guys have a look. Now, I literally had no clue where I was going, so he lives on the estate, which is where the garage is. He lives on the estate in between the garage and the canal. So basically, I started at the garage, walked through the estate, and onto the canal. And he apparently took a walk along this canal many, many times. And that night, when he called his wife, he said, "Look, I'm walking along the canal, clearing my head. I'll be home soon." So, down there we have some more water. And that way looked pretty far and just like a path. So I thought, you know what, let's have a look down this embankment. This embankment may have been the embankment they're talking about where the stuff was found, or it may be another embankment which I will point out to you when we get there. This area looked, again, quite isolated and big field, almost like a cornfield at the bottom. Didn't feel very good here. Not sure if you guys get that vibe from the video, but it just didn't have a good feeling about it. It's definitely the kind of place that you can imagine if something bad did happen. It's certainly imaginable there. And look what we have here. Another tunnel. What is it with water and tunnels where people go missing, you know? So, yeah. But you know what? We'll have a little walk along the water there, see where it goes, and then we'll go back onto the canal towpath after. And the plan then would to be to go on the other side of the canal. Strangely, this canal has a path on either side, and we'll have a little look over that side. It was quite late in the day, so I didn't have very long. It's going to get dark soon, but yeah. So, if anybody has any information regarding this man, obviously contact me, contact the family, contact the police. But if anybody has any information in terms of where his stuff was exactly found, or any more detail on where he went, or anything in the area which is worth searching, where you think there's a possibility somebody might go, somebody may be put if they were hurt or taken, yeah, point it out, and we'll go and have a look another day. So this was the field. Yeah, it was a bit weird down there, so I came back up to the path and decided to walk back towards the marina where the boats are. Yeah, it's quite a pretty little marina, but again, just felt very rough. Just felt like the kind of area that looks pretty, but the people around there, you wouldn't want to sort of be on the wrong side of them, you know. They don't sort of, I don't know, just had a strange feeling. One of those places, I guess. So back up on the bridge. This bridge was pretty dodgy. Some of these planks, like levered up. They put the body weight on them and they pressed into the gap and shot up. So a little bit of an unsafe bridge there. Well, it felt unsafe anyway. So there's a little map, a little directions, if anybody recognises that. Or the pub. Pub's quite recognisable. Right by the moor, on the side of the canal. Quite quayside close there. Anybody recognise that? That might be where you live. Do you know anything? Please drop a message, drop a comment. So, the embankment I was talking about, where his stuff may well have been found, here, it may well have been here where the steps are. That embankment went all the way along, so it may have been there as well. Either way, it's very strange that his stuff was found, but he's just vanished, you know, and no trace, nothing else. It's very similar to Nicola's case, I must say. It's by water, stuff was found, but that's it. And it doesn't make any sense why, as I've already said, somebody would vanish on their own accord, but why would they leave their keys, their wallet and their phone there? You know, you can understand the phone if you don't want to be traced, but surely just throw it in the canal. Why would you leave it there? It's almost like it's been left to be seen, right? But to be seen by who? By him or by somebody else? It's a big question. And he's been missing now for quite a long time. So why are we not getting any answers? What are the police doing to find this man? They're certainly not out searching where I was, are they? I'm sure they've been over it all. But if a man hasn't turned up after, what, 2 months, surely it's worth going back there and looking again. Looking for more clues. Surely. It's common sense, isn't it? It seems like common sense. I mean, yeah, anyway. We're down here. Sort of strange looking building over this side, so I thought I'd go down and have a little look. As I say, just familiarising myself with the area, seeing if any of the viewers recognise anything or have any ideas. And that was it, really. It's a little bit different than St Michael's, because there we had a place, we had a river, we had kind of an area to look on, you know. The police were adamant on one place, whereas here, I don't think they've said that, but they haven't said a lot. They've just said they've searched the whole area thoroughly, and there's no sign of him. But obviously he's gone somewhere, right? So if he hasn't vanished on his own accord, if it is a third person involved, or if he has, like, heaven forbid, done something to himself, obviously there's going to be clues, or he is going to be somewhere. So it's worth coming back with your forensics, coming back with your police team and having a look. That's my advice to the police on this case. But I'm sure they're doing, you know, a professional job, and I'm sure they know what they're doing. But in my eyes, if somebody's missing, then the easiest thing to do, right, is just to go and look for them. That's all you can do, surely. You know, if nobody knows anything, fine. I think more posters would be a good idea along this canal. I saw a couple, but like Nicola, that was everywhere. And I think if this was everywhere along here, it may just be one person who goes, oh fuck, you know, shit, I seen that man that night, and like, yeah, didn't even know he was missing. Let me get in touch with the family, sort of thing. You know, that's the only thing I saw was that. That's literally it. And as I say, you may have somebody that doesn't know the area, but they've been there a few times, and that particular day, they've seen him, and they know which direction he went in, or they've seen him stumbling over and he was drunk, and that could be, you know, like a key. So, yeah, please, anybody come forward who was in this area on the 28th of December in the evening. Always seems to be a strange body of water in these places, doesn't there? Very, very similar looking to a place in St Michael's I had a look at, right next to the school, if you recall that video. Again, the police are going to have searched this, you presume, but there are many, many places like this around the area. I've seen a few already. On the map there's a few. So I think it's worth having another look for the police, seeing if they can find anything else, any other keys or stuff. And apologies for the out of breathness on this video. Actually was walking quite quickly the whole time, trying to get the footage done before dark. I covered quite a lot of ground, so apologies for that. People watching, were you here December the 28th? Do you remember this area? Were you here, and did you see a man drinking whiskey? Peter Baglin. Check the photo at the beginning of the video, or Google his name, Peter Baglin, from Worsley in Manchester. Do you recognise this area? If you do, please contact myself, contact the police, contact the family. Michelle Baglin on Facebook. Easily you can message her. Please reach out. Now, this looked a little bit of a strange place. Again, I don't like it round here, and this sums it up perfectly. It's like an electrical thing, pylon. Half of it was exposed. I'm not sure the video will show it, but half of it was exposed, and yeah, it's just pretty run down, this little part. It's probably a place at night time where youths come and drink and do stuff, probably, I imagine. So who knows, if you walk past them, maybe words were exchanged. Maybe they know something. Maybe they saw him. Anybody who was hanging around there. So if any teenagers or young adults are watching this and they were there, please get in touch if you've seen Peter Baglin. I'm sure you know who he is by now. The photos are not so much around anymore, but I'm sure they were at one point. Right then, everybody, we're coming near the end of the video. There's just one more place which I'll go and have a look at in a second, but if anybody has any ideas here of where to go or what they'd like to see done with his case, personally I think it's very similar to Nicola's case, and it's actually not very far away. On the map it's about 30 to 40 miles, but basically it took me almost the same time to get there than it did St Michael's. Pretty much most of the motorway, and then just a few A roads left to get to St Michael's, so it's not that far away, really. If there is somebody out there doing stuff to people, and you know that's what they do, then they may not be in the close proximity of each other. They may go to different areas in that kind of region. That's what people do, don't they? I mean, if you look back at some of the famous cases, it was never all in the same area, that they were dotted around a little bit. But I really do hope that's not the case. Probably the chances are he's gone off, vanished somewhere, needed time to himself. But Peter Baglin, if you're watching this, please make contact with your family. They miss you. I've read some of the comments and statements off them. Please get in touch. It's not fair on them. We hope you're alive, and if anybody's seen anything, again, please get in touch.